It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Steelers and the Browns, and it's coming up next.
Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses Cleveland, way back in 1796. This was the scene a few minutes ago, the Dawgpound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at our home side in this one. They know coming in they've got to be at their best because they're facing one of the better overall defenses in the NFL.
And this is not one of the better offenses around in terms of running the football. So they understand that they're going to be put to the test a bit. The big plays in the run game, they haven't been there of late. So maybe that means we'll see them shake things up a little bit. Some RPOs, some touch passes, some draw plays, anything to try and gain a little bit of momentum.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, it may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The numbers for him from a week ago. A boatload of carries, 94 yards, and a score.
And their success running the ball in the previous game hasn't given them a lot of confidence, but they also understand going against a top 5 rush defense means you have to have a lot of offense in your game plan. Misdirection, counters, power game, maybe even some quarterback run to take the heat off of the running back.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He is going to find Hill here. And he will have a Steelers first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. They go play action here on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Here's Scott. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as as it brings up fourth. And his kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1.
That's a nice job there, foiling what all offense is trying to do, which is control the defensive end in the running game. They want to get to the outside, and if he keeps himself free, stays on his feet, he can make a play just as he did there.
He'll buy some time right. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he's brought down after a very nice game. So a first catch for him in the ball game. And you know the scuttlebutt has been he's not getting enough touches, enough catches, not feeling involved enough in the offense. So maybe that can get him going.
You and I both know that there's not a wide receiver alive that ever feels like in any game he got enough touches, even if he got 15, right? We all know that. But there's also not an offensive coordinator alive, a play caller, that isn't smart enough to get the ball to them and often that will keep his position.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Looking to throw. Flushed out right. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. A great play there. With touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead.
That's a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone to give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted them. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
On second down now, it's Scott. Scott with a first down and then some. And he is finally out of bounds all the way down at the 30. 53 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. On first down, it's Scott. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Now a give, right side. Scott breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
And he's stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. On second down, it's Scott. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. Back to throw here. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now fourth down. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. This will be a 34-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And now here's a carry heading left. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Buying time to his left. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big connection on that one. 34 yards.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels. The running game's played a huge part in getting them down to this point on the field. I say stay with it. Keep pounding the football. Keep driving. Keep grinding.
Yeah, even down in the red zone, keep going for it.
No doubt about it. Dance with what brung you.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. Now a handoff as they run left side. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns third and goal into a touchdown. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 8. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
I love that word you picked, settling, because nowadays in this NFL, you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high-powered. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on this drive. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. On second down now. It's Scott, and they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Steps away. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A big play that time to the end. 33 yards. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he fires one incomplete.
So, Charles, you look at this offense, so what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, and lost 5 and 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
Forced out to his left. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Point after try forthcoming. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-6. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it's capped off by the Browns' touchdown. kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield and get the ball in his hands in open space. And just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with the run so far. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On third down, Scott. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. And here comes a big tight end as he gets set for this next drive. And what can they do to better account for him? Because they haven't accounted for him well so far, as we see here on your screen.
They may have to draw up coverages they haven't run so far. They have to create something on the fly, because he's beaten everything. And when you watch this game unfold, you keep thinking to yourself, is it 2 men, 3 men? Maybe even a 4th guy may have to go and account for him. But right now, he's shredding the defense.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards. Now a nice play defensively on first down, as this is knocked away and incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman, because their only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The improv act, they're good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Flush to his right. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big connection on that one. 36 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go, and continues to be one, with another one right there.
Being chased out left. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown! A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Browns will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead opens up now to 22 points.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. They'll throw now on the final play. And his throw here is incomplete. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll start across the Atlantic in London, England. And it's the Buccaneers who are out in front with that game closing in on halftime. Jonathan Taylor. Over 100 yards on the afternoon thus far with a touchdown run as well. From there, let's hop over to New England. Check out the Patriots at home in Foxborough. And you can see they trail the visiting Buffalo Bills in that ball game. Josh Allen with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. Jordan Love with a couple of touchdown tosses. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for the Steelers in that first half. And they did have some success running the football in those first 2 quarters. And that might be something they continue to work on as they try to get back in this game. Meanwhile, for the Browns, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play. Final adjustments being made in the locker room. We're just about set for the second half from Cleveland. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you. And we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Taken in at the 3. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So here are the Browns to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now a handoff as they run left side. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 14 on the year.
And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean...
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
Micah Parsons.
He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
When you see a quarterback retreating away from the line of scrimmage toward the other goal line like that, usually doesn't end well.
You're exactly right about that. Normally, if they're moving from side to side, they've got a chance maybe to get back upfield. He was trying to shake defenders and extend the play, but it doesn't work out very well for them at all. You need those extra yards on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Now you're digging a hole for your offense.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A big play there on the catch and run. They'll run on first down. Scott. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
A 40-yard punt, no return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and try to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. They'll roll him out right. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Second and 11. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
The Browns on third down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 7. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. Hard running at the 15.
And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Now, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Steps away to his left. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Bailey. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. They'll set up a throw. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Back to throw again. Toward the pylon, caught. And the Steelers are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win them the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
The extra point is good, but it only impacts the final score as this game comes to a close. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before.